The Last Detective by Peter Lovesey. Narrated by Simon Prebble.
Part 1. The Lady in the Lake. Chapter 1. A man stood thigh-deep in water, motionless, absorbed, unaware of what was drifting towards him. He was fishing on the north shore of Chew Valley Lake, a 1,200-acre reservoir at the foot of the Mendip Hills, south of Bristol. He had already taken 3 brown trout of respectable weight. He watched keenly for a telltale swirl in the calm lake where he had cast. The conditions were promising. It was an evening late in September. The sky was overcast, and the flies in their millions had just whirled above him in their spectacular sunset flight, soaring and swooping over the lake in a mass darker and more dense than the clouds, their droning as resonant as a train in the underground. The day's hatch, irresistible to hungry fish. A light southwesterly fretted the surface around him, yet ahead there was this bar of water, known to fishermen as the scum, that showed a different pattern in the fading light. There, he knew by experience, the fish preferred to rise. So preoccupied was the man that he failed altogether to notice a pale object at closer proximity. It drifted languidly in the current created by the wind, more than half submerged, with a slight rocking motion that fitfully produced a semblance of life. Finally, it touched him. A white hand slid against his thigh. A complete arm angled outwards as the body lodged against him, trapped at the armpit. It was a dead woman, face up and naked. The fisherman glanced down. From high in his throat came a childishly shrill, indrawn cry. For a moment he stood as if petrified. Then he made an effort to gather himself mentally, so as to disentangle himself from the undesired embrace. Unwilling to touch the corpse with his hands, he used the handle of the rod as a lever, lodging the end in the armpit and pushing the body away from him, turning it at the same time, then stepping aside to let it move on its way with the current. That accomplished, he grabbed his net from its anchorage in the mud, and without even stopping to reel in his line, splashed his way to the bank. There he looked about him. No one was in sight. This angler was not public-spirited. His response to the discovery was to bundle his tackle together and move off to his car as fast as possible. He did have one judicious thought. Before leaving, he opened the bag.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?